body. It consists mainly of two types of nerves. First is the cinematic nervous system and next is the autonomic nervous system. The cinematic nervous system controls our voluntary movement. In this type of movement, I make a conscious decision in my brain that allows me to move my hand. Next is the autonomic nervous system. As its name suggests, it is automatic. It controls involuntary movement like digestion, heartbeat and breathing.
Good afternoon everyone. I am Rohit Varshan from grade 9. I am Benz. Today we are going to say about living and non-living thing. Living thing. People, animals, plants are living thing. Non-living things, natural and man-made. Introduction. Everything around us is either living or non-living thing. Let us learn how to tell the difference.
Blessing of the Almighty. I request everyone to kindly rise for the prayer.
knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment.
May I now request our respected chairman sir, correspondent ma'am, principal ma'am, vice principal sir, all heads to kindly come forward for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. May I now request our respected chairman sir, correspondent. I request Jyotika Esther and Darla Esther to come forward.
Thank you for illuminating this. Welcome you all to the Sciencenovation 2026 annual science exhibition organized on the occasion of National Science Day. At the outset, I respectfully remember and pay tribute to our founder, S.A. Raja, whose vision and dedication laid the strong foundation for Raja's institutions. His legacy continues to inspire us. I extend my respectful and heartfelt welcome to Srimati Sophia Raja ma'am, our esteemed mother of Raja's colleges. Ma'am, we are truly honored by your gracious presence. I also extend a warm welcome to our respected chairman, Sir, Engineer A. Jesus Raja, our supportive correspondent, ma'am, Mrs. Shiva Jesus, our beloved principal, ma'am, Mrs. Nisha Nair, and our respected vice principal, Sir, Mr. A. P. Jain. And our respected vice principal, Sir, Mr. A. P. Jain. A warm welcome to all our heads of departments, dear teachers, and loving parents. Your guidance and encouragement inspire us to learn and achieve more. And a special welcome to my dear friends, our young scientists who have worked hard and are excited to present their innovative projects today. Today's exhibition is a platform to explore ideas, encourage curiosity, and celebrate the spirit of science. We hope you enjoy the inauguration and take time to visit and encourage the students' creative work. Once again, I warmly welcome you all. Thank you for your presence and support. Thank you.
Today is celebrated to honor the discovery of the Raman effect by Sir C.V. Raman.
This day reminds us that scientific thinking is essential for progress and development. Let us nurture curiosity and innovation among our students.
Now we request our respected Principal Ma'am to officially inaugurate the Sciennovation 2026.
What's this about? What is that? National Science Day celebrated on 28th. And what is special in our school? We are celebrating annual science exhibition, right? And we are going to celebrate this every year on 28th February. So my all best wishes to all the presenters, those who are going to ready with their projects and the models. I hope all the best wishes. Thank you. Let's start.
Annual Science Exhibition 2026 is officially declared open. Let the exploration begin.
Our young scientists are ready to showcase their innovative projects.
May we invite Darla's sister from grade 9 to present her project.
We are going to travel to the wonderful voyage and intricacies of our nervous system. Are you ready? Yeah, that's the spirit. Let's get started. So, our nervous system is made up of two main parts, which is our CNS. First is the brain and our spinal cord. Our brain orchestrates our thoughts, emotions and feelings, while our spine coordinates motion. This is the prefrontal network. This network is very important and is spread across our body. It consists mainly of two types of nerves. First is the cinematic nervous system and next is the autonomic nervous system. The cinematic nervous system controls our voluntary movement. In this type of movement, I make a conscious decision in my brain that allows me to move my hand. Next is the autonomic nervous system. As its name suggests, it is automatic. It controls involuntary movement like digestion, heartbeat and breathing. Next is neurons. Neurons are the building blocks of our nervous system. Now let's see the cell body of our neuron. First, this is the cell body. This is the axon and these are the dendrites. These axons connect the cell body and the dendrites. The dendrites collect the electrical impulses and allows movement. Synapses. These perform magic in our cells. That is, these do neurotransmission and receptors. Neurotransmitters convey the message to the body which allows cell contraction. Next is receptors. These collect the electrical impulses. This is how we perceive the world. That is our sensory input. Now, let's take it up with a fun example. Imagine your mother is baking biryani in the kitchen. Can you see it? Yes, it is because our eyes allows light refraction. Next is audition. When I speak, can you hear? Yes, it is because of our auditory nerves. Next is if I pinch you, will it hurt? It is because of our sense of touch. Next is gustation and olfactory nerves. Our gustation nerves allows us to taste. Can you taste the sense of biryani? It is very flavorful, right? That is because of our gustation next. Next is olfactory nerves. It allows us to smell the aromas. Next is the motor output. Now let me show you my project that I have done about this. This is the reflex arc of an arm. This is our CNS, that is the central command system that sends electrical impulses to the hand which causes muscle contraction and allows movement. This is the threat. When you touch a flame, it burns. Because of our nervous system, we react automatically, catching a reflex away from the threat. Characterized by random and recurring seizures. Next is autoimmune disorders. In these types of disorders, our nervous system cannot differentiate its own cells and viruses and attacks our own body. So, we have seen the disorders that have occurred in our brain, and immediately a question comes to our mind: how can we keep our nervous system healthy? That is by consuming a balanced diet, getting adequate exercise, adequate sleep, and mental stimulation. Now I have a quick puzzle for you. Let me show it. Is there anyone ready to solve it? Huh? Is there anyone? Yes, that's the spirit. You can do it. That is excellent. He has solved another hard puzzle.
Change in position of an object over a period of time is known as motion. There are a few examples there. You can see moving a car, position changes continuously. Do you know what is distance? A path covered by an object is called distance. Distance is a scalar unit, and units are kilometers and meters. What is displacement? A shortest distance is known as displacement. There are diagrams you can see there. You can take the initial point and a final point. If there is going a zigzag way, it is known as a distance. The shortest distance is known as displacement. Now, the speed is the how speed an object goes. It means how fast. The speed formula of the speed is the distance by time. And the common units are kilometer per hour and meter per second. And there are two types of speed: uniform speed and non-uniform speed. Uniform speed is that same distance in the equal interval of time. Its example is cruise control on the highways. And non-uniform speeds. Non-uniform speeds are different distance covered in an equal interval of times. Examples are city traffic with stops. Now we are going to handle an experiment about calculating the object speed. Now Nitin will calculate the speed, and these four tiles are each 1.5 meters. Now the total distance is 6 meters. Now the time taken is 11.89 seconds. Now I will round figure as 12 seconds. Now I am going to do a calculation based on this. First, the time taken is 12 seconds and the distance covered is 6 meters. Now the speed is equal to distance by time that I have shown in this PPT. So we will get 0.5 meter per second. The speed of the car that drives is 0.5 meter per second. You can see the speed with the direction is known as velocity. The rate of change of a displacement with respect to time is known as velocity. Example, 40 kilometers traveling in a north. Now, acceleration. Acceleration is the change in velocity per unit time. The examples of the acceleration is speeding up car after the traffic light gives the green light. Now, the acceleration formula is A is equal to Vf minus Vi by T. This means A is equal to the accelerations and Vf is the final point velocity and Vi is the initial velocity and T is the time taken. The units of the measurements are meter per second square and kilometer per second square, R square. What is time? You can see that how long an object moves. There are common units like seconds and minutes and hours. Now the important factor in solving a problem is the frame of reference. As the example is, when you're going in a bus, you will see that trees are going backward. This is because of the tree's frame of reference. And the types of motions are 4. Linear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, and random motion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take a quick look around you. The clothes you wear, the chair you sit on, or even the food you ate this morning. All these everyday things that you use has one thing in common. And what is that? It's carbon. Without carbon, life would be almost impossible on Earth. My name is Jyotika Jain, and today I'm here to give a short presentation on carbon and its compounds. So what is carbon? Carbon is the 6th element in the periodic table, which means it has 6 protons, 6 neutrons and 6 electrons. The electronic configuration of carbon is 2,4, so that it has 4 electrons in its outermost shell, which means it has 4 valence electrons. All living things in this world is made up of carbon, and that means that all organic matter is also made up of carbon. Since carbon has 4 valence electrons, it can form bonds with a large number of elements. And here are some of the states of carbon. Coal is a free form of carbon that is formed as a result of a long drawn process of millions of years. Carbon dioxide is another form of carbon which is a combined form, which means that carbon combines with 2 molecules of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Now let us see how does carbon form compounds. We know that carbon has 4 valence electrons, which means that its valency is 4, so that it has to attain a stable electronic configuration. So carbon cannot just give or donate electrons, it can only share electrons with another element. That is, carbon forms covalent bonds, it cannot form ionic bonds. What are covalent bonds? As I said, covalent bonds are when an element shares electrons with another element to form a bond. Here we can see in the molecule of H2O, this is a molecule of oxygen combining with 2 molecules of hydrogen. Hydrogen shares 1 electron each with oxygen, so that everything here can attain a stable electronic configuration and form the compound of water, H2O. I'm going to demonstrate how carbon forms CH4 molecule, that is 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen molecules. Here we can take this ball as carbon molecule and this white ball as hydrogen molecules. See, carbon combines with 4 atoms of hydrogen to form CH4 molecule. That is, carbon shares 1 electron each with the hydrogen molecules. Carbon shares 1 electron each with the hydrogen molecules, and hydrogen shares 1 electron with the carbon molecules. Now let us take a look at some other important properties of carbon. Carbon exhibits a very important property called allotropy. Allotropy is a property of a substance to exist in different physical forms but in the same chemical forms. It will have different physical properties but the same chemical properties. An example is diamond. Diamond is an allotrope of carbon, which is the purest form of carbon. It has a tetrahedral structure. Fullerene is also another example for an allotrope of carbon. Catenation. Catenation is also another important property that carbon exhibits. Catenation means the ability of carbon to form long chains with itself. So it can form ring chains, branch chains, or linear chains. Let us look at some uses of carbon in daily life. Since you know that all organic items have carbon in them, carbon has a lot of use in daily life. Almost all materials we use every day are made up of carbon and its compounds, like medicines, fuels, fossil fuels, coal, food, household items like soap, dishwash, etc. all have carbon in them. Carbon cycle. In our atmosphere, carbon does not stay constant in one place. It keeps on circulating through the atmosphere, biosphere and the ocean. This This is through a process called as the carbon cycle. For example, let us take a plant. A plant takes in carbon dioxide. So carbon is transferred from the atmosphere into the plant. And when this plant dies, this carbon gets transferred into the soil. And when the bacteria in the soil convert this carbon into atmospheric carbon, it gets replenished back into the atmosphere. That is how the carbon cycle works. Carbon dating. Carbon dating is also an important process through which scientists find out how old an organism is. It works only with organic materials because living things during their lifetime take in a certain amount of carbon-14. Carbon-14 is a radioactive form of carbon and it decays after an organism has died. So it decays at 5,730 years for half of it to decay. So by considering how much carbon-14 is left in an organism, we can find out how old an organism is. For example, let us take a piece of wood. A piece of wood that is died and decomposed a long time ago. When scientists measure the amount of carbon-14 in this piece of wood, we find it to be 5,730. So we know that it has died 5,730 years ago. Remember, this only works with organic materials because non-living things do not take in carbon-14 during their lifetime. Carbon footprints. When we use materials made of carbon, we release a certain amount of carbon and its compounds to the atmosphere. And sometimes this can be harmful, like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, etc. Like when we burn fossil fuels, it releases a lot of amount of these gases like carbon dioxide and it causes harm to our environment. It can cause global warming, ozone layer depletion, pollution, etc. So we must do our level best to reduce the use of such compounds. We can drive less, use less fossil fuels, plant trees, reduce the use of plastics, etc. in order to protect our environment. Thank you.
And the Jalish to present their model. Hello everyone, I'm Jalish Nansia and I'm Saidanya. We are here to explain about heat and temperature. First of all, what do you understand by heat? Heat is a form of energy that transfers from hot to cold. Now let us understand temperature. Temperature tells us how hot or cold something is. It measures the average energy of a particle in a substance. Now let us see the daily uses of heat. The daily uses of heat are cooking food, warming houses, ironing clothes and many more. Temperature is used in our daily life such as checking body fever, checking weather and storing food in refrigerator. Now, let us do our experiment. Fire alarm using thermistor. Wait, before that, Saitanya, do you know what is thermistor? Yes, thermistor is a temperature sensitive resistor. Through our experiment, let us show you how thermistor is work during fire alarm. As you can see from this, when there is a fire, the temperature increases and its resistance drops. This change will activate the transistor circuit. Now this transistor will alert the buzzer as well as the LED. This alarm alerts the people about fire. It does not depend only on smoke. It also avoids false alarms. Through our fire alarm experiment, we can see how temperature changes can be used in real-life safety application using thermistor. This shows understanding heat and temperature does not depend only on theory, but it is also important for our daily life. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, and I am Janvin. I am here to explain you separation methods. First of all, why do we need separation? we should need separation to remove impurities and obtain pure substances. There are three main separation techniques in solid-solid separation. They are hand-picking, threshing and winnowing. Hand-picking. This type of separation, we can use a hand to separate the stones from mixture like sand, because the stone is very large in size and we can easily remove it by hand. Let me show you an experiment. As you can see, we have easily separated the mixture of stone and sand. And winnowing. This can be used to separate the things which can be flown by air and the things which are heavier mass, like the grain, shell from the grain. These are the common uses in agriculture where we use these separation methods. And we can use magnet to separate iron fillings from sand, as it have magnetic component present in it. As you can see, we have taken the iron particles from the sand using the magnet. Process which is involved in petroleum industries and in rose extraction, where we can use perfume. This is a distillation kit which is available in our lab. First we have to boil the rose, and the steam travels from here and comes here, where it is cooled down by this condenser, and we obtain the pure extract from this. This is possible because it has similar boiling points but with little difference. And this is the rose extract which we got from our lab. Used in roads. This is the whole process of distillation, as you can see there. Thank you.
This is Adna and I'm here to present about the periodic table. Do you know who is the father of the periodic table? It's Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. He was a Russian chemist and he played an important role in arranging the elements of the periodic table. The periodic table is arranged into rows and columns. The rows are known as periods and the columns are known as groups. There are 7 periods and 18 groups in the periodic table. As you all know, there are 118 elements in the periodic table. The periodic table acts as a reference for both students and scientists, and it also helps to predict the properties and nature of the element. Classification of the modern periodic table. It is based on electronic configuration and based on metallic character. Based on electronic configuration, the table can be divided into 4 blocks, that is the S block, P block, D block and the F block. The S block contains elements of group 1 and 2 including helium. The P block contains elements of group 13 to 18. The F block contains elements of group lanthanides and actinides, and the D block contains elements of group 3 to 12. Based on metallic character, as you can see here, the blue colored elements are metals, the green colored ones are metalloids, and the yellow colored ones are the non-metals. Key properties of each group. Group 1, alkali metal. They are extremely reactive. Group 2, alkali earth metal. They are reactive, but when we compare it with group 1, they are less reactive. Do you know what is inside each element's box? The full name of the element, the symbol of the element, the atomic number, and the atomic mass. Atomic number is the number of protons present, and the atomic mass is the average mass of an atom. As you can see here, the full name of the element is there inside the box, that is neon. The symbol of the element is there, that is Ne. The atomic number, that is 10, and the atomic mass, that is 20.180. Thank
Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity and your precious time. Thank you. Good day to you all. I am Haripriya. I am Kamya. We are here today to explain the topic work, energy and power. Work is said to be done when a force is applied to an object and the object is displaced in the direction of the force. Formula is force into displacement. SI unit is joule. There are mainly two types of work, positive work and negative work. When displacement is in the direction of the force applied, it is said that positive work is done. When it is opposite direction, it is said that negative work is done. Another special case is when there is force applied but there is no displacement. In that case, it is said that zero work is done. Energy. Energy is the capacity to do work. Its SI unit is same as work. It exists in many forms like light, sound, etc. Kinetic energy. It is a type of energy. It is said to be the energy that is possessed by an object that is in motion. For example, a moving car. Since the car is moving, it is said to possess kinetic energy. Its formula can be expressed as 1 by 2 mv square, where m is the mass of the car and v is the velocity or speed of the car. Potential energy. Energy possessed by an object due to its position is known as potential energy. Formula is mgh. Example, water stored in a dam. Potential energy increases with height. Now let us look at the relationship between potential energy and kinetic energy. We all know that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It simply transforms from one form to another, from potential to kinetic and kinetic to potential. Now let us look at this diagram. When the person pulls back the arrow, it is said to have potential energy. But when he releases it, it slowly transforms into kinetic energy. Now let us look at an experiment of a footstep power generator. Footstep power generation. This is piezoelectric sensor. This device is used to detect when pressure is applied on it, it converts the pressure into an electrical impulse. And this is Arduino, which will measure the electrical impulse generated by the piezoelectric sensor, and it will display on the LCD. It will show the voltage of each step. It shows the conservation of energy, like the mechanical energy is converted into an electrical energy. So the energy is neither created or destroyed. It is just transferred from one form to another. Power. Rate of doing work is known as power. 1 watt is equal to 1 joules per second. Now let us look at another experiment of a hydroelectric power generator. The materials required to do this are a working model of a wheel, a motor, 2 wires with metal clips connected to LED bulbs. When water flows over this wheel, it rotates and it generates electricity, which makes the bulbs glow. Now let us look at some questions. If Superman lifts a car with one hand and a crane lifts it with cables, who does more work? Yes, the correct answer is both does the same amount of work. Why does your hand feel warm after rubbing it quickly? A horse pulls a cart and the cart moves forward. Who does work on whom? Yes, correct answer. When you lift a book and then put it back down, is the net work done by you is 0? Does an object at rest has energy even though it does no work? Work is force into conserved. Thank you. I am Liana. We are from grade 12. We are here to demonstrate magnetism with the help of working model of a magnetic door security alarm.
First of all, let us see what is magnetism. It is a force of attraction or repulsion. It usually acts on materials like iron, nickel and cobalt. It is a force produced by motion of electrons.
There are 4 types of magnets. Natural magnets that occur naturally, artificial magnets that are man-made magnets, temporary magnets that lose magnetism easily, and permanent magnets that retain magnetism long term.
Now, let us see about magnetic poles. We know that every magnet has 2 poles, North Pole and South Pole. Like poles will repel each other and unlike poles will attract each other.
Magnetic field, that is the area around the magnet in which the force of the magnet can be felt. Magnetic field lines represent the strength and force of the magnet. They flow from North Pole to South Pole. The closer magnetic field lines represent stronger magnetic field.
Now, let us see about electromagnetism. Electric current produces magnetic field. So, a current-carrying conductor also produces a magnetic field. Their strength can be changed by the current or number of coil turns.
Applications of magnetism. Magnets can be used in MRI machines, compass, hard drives, and magnetic door security alarms.
Now, let us understand magnetism, the demonstration of magnetic door security alarm.
What are the materials required to make this model? You need coins, magnets, buzzer, connecting wire and a battery. How to make this project? We need to make a combination of coins and magnet which constitute the key of the circuit and connect them with buzzer for sound and battery for electricity using connecting wires and place the key next to the door frame.
Now, let us see how this works. When the door is closed, the circuit is open. So, when an intruder tries to break the lock and open the door, the circuit comes in contact and a wave sound is produced. This is how our magnetic door security alarm works. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to the great experiment on the topic understanding friction. I'm Dia, myself Refrina. Here we came to show an experiment on different surfaces of friction. Wait, Refrina, before we begin, I would like to ask our great audience about, have you ever tried walking on a wet floor or even slipped? If yes, show thumbs up. Why do you think so this happens? Friction occurs when 2 different surfaces come in contact with each other. Before we begin, why friction occurs and what is the definition of friction? What is friction? Friction is a force that opposes motion when 2 surfaces slide against each other. There are 3 types of friction: static friction, kinetic friction and rolling friction. Static friction occurs when the object is at rest. For example, I am carrying a book. What is the friction happening here? Say. Rolling friction. When I roll a ball, what friction happens here? When I'm walking, what friction takes here? Kinetic friction happens here. No. Different surfaces create different amount of friction. Rough surfaces have higher friction and smooth surfaces have lower friction. Friction on sand. Sand is an extremely hard particle and hard substance. When an object slides on sand, the sand particles interlock and create high friction. Now let us demonstrate this with an example. Any volunteers? Come. You have to move this here, okay? In sand. Are you able to move the car freely on the sand? The sand is rough, so the friction is high here. Is it difficult? So even the microscopic bumps in the glass create high friction.
Now let us demonstrate it.
When I roll a car on a glass surface, what happens? The car moves freely without any opposition. This is due to that the microscopic bumps even create friction on the surface.
The friction in glass is very lesser.
Marble is an extremely smooth surface. Like glass, it has very low friction. Objects sliding on glass easily slides without any restriction of the friction. When I roll a car on the glass, on the marble, what happens? The car moves freely without any opposition. This is due to the marble has very least friction.
On comparing the three surfaces, sand has higher friction, glass has lower friction, and marble has least friction. Do any one of you have any questions? Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Magdarian.
Hi, I am Vagan.
We are here to explain about Newton's first law. What is Newton's first law? It is nothing but the object stays at rest or at motion until or unless compelled by an external force to act otherwise. It is the fundamental property of inertia. Inertia is nothing but resistance to change.
Inertia is the resistance of an object that opposes in motion. Inertia is directly proportional to the mass. Greater the mass, more the inertia. For example, pushing a heavy truck requires more force than pushing a bicycle.
Inertia in everyday life. A moving car stops suddenly as the passenger moves forward.
To demonstrate the inertia, we had created an experiment, the coin inertia experiment. The materials required are a clear glass, cards, and a coin. Place a glass in a flat surface and a card above it with a coin on it.
What happens if you flick quickly? If you flick quickly, the coin falls straight into the glass as if it is magic.
Why does the coin fall straight down to the cup? It is due to the inertia of rest, and when the card is removed, the gravity of the earth applies on the coin and it falls down to the cup.
Thank you.
Good day to all. I am Suzy. I am Rivika. We are here to explain the science of sound. The glass tumbler symphony. It discovers how a simple household materials can show sound wave, frequency, and the physics that makes the music possible.
Now let us see how the sound is worked. Sound is one of the nature's most captivating phenomena. By using everyday glass tumblers and water, we can observe and measure the fundamental principles of sound.
Materials used: 5 glass tumbler, water and spoon.
Now let us know how it works. When we tap the glass tumbler, the glass wall vibrates and the air molecules inside the glass bump into each other, creating the sound. Now let us
frequency on our glass tumbler. Frequency means vibration occurring per second. It is measured by hertz. Less water,
less water, more frequency, more bits, more vibration per second. More water, less frequency, less vibration per second. Now let us understand amplitude. Amplitude measures the strength or intensity of the sound wave, how far the vibrating particles move from their resting positions. From water to wave. Imagine if we drop a stone in a still water, the circular path surrounds and forms sound travels. Thank you. Thank you.
And this is my friend Rishmina. Today we will be explaining to you about pressure and hydraulic pressure with the working model of hydraulic press.
What is pressure? Pressure is defined as force per unit area. The formula of pressure is force divided by area. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal's law. When the force acts on a smaller area, it increases. When it acts on a larger area, it decreases.
Everyday examples of pressure. We experience pressure in our everyday life. For example, while we write with a pen, the smaller area creates a higher pressure. And while we swim inside the swimming pool, as we go deep inside, the pressure increases. Air pressure changes affects weather conditions.
Here we have some interesting facts. Atmospheric pressure, as we go higher altitude, like mountains. Pressure inside a car tire, it helps us to keep its shape. Our body contains internal pressure and to balance an external pressure.
Types of pressure. There are different types of pressure like atmospheric pressure, gas pressure, water pressure and blood pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Pressure of air around us is atmospheric pressure. Water pressure increases as the depth increases. Blood pressure. Pressure of blood increases when it flows inside our body and it hits the wall of blood vessels. Gas pressure. Pressure created by gas particles when it hits the container of the walls.
Hydraulic pressure is a pressure that created by a liquid in a confined system. It based on a Pascal's law.
Pascal's law. Pascal's law states that when a pressure is applied to an enclosed liquid, it is transmitted in all directions. This principle acts on all hydraulic machines.
Now we would like to demonstrate our hydraulic press. The hydraulic press with two syringes that is connected with a tube. When we press, it is filled with water. When we press this hydraulic machine, it compresses the object heavier.
The molecules inside the water are close to each other. When the pressure is acted on it, it gets heated by each other and creates a pressure onto it, which compresses the product in it. Pressure, hydraulic press. It is used in factories for creating plastic products, tires and also tablets.
Advantages of pressure. High force with small efforts, compact and reliable designs, and smooth and precious operations.
In conclusion, we will like to say that pressure plays an important role in our life. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, I am Danica. On the occasion of National Science Day, we are here to present our project on the topic light, reflection and refraction. Do you know what is light? Light is a visible energy. It travels through the straight path and it has diverse phenomena like it creates shadows, it forms images through mirrors, lenses and even in rainbows. Reflection. The light bounces off the surface which is known as reflection. There are two types, angle equivalence and coplanar alignment. Types of reflection. There are two types of reflection, specular reflection which is also known as regular reflection and diffuse reflection.
Specular reflection, it occurs on very smooth surface like perfectly still waters and mirrors. Diffuse reflection, it happens when light strikes on uneven or rough surfaces. The light rays get reflected. Now let's see reflection through an experiment. Laser light and a plain screen. When we point laser light on the screen, the lights get reflected. This phenomenon is known as reflection of light. Mirrors and image formation. As we all know that there are three types of mirrors. Plane mirrors, concave mirrors and concave mirrors. Plane mirrors, the images occur behind the mirrors but it will be on the same size. Concave mirrors, it will be curving inward and it forms both virtual and real images. Convex mirrors, it will be bulging outward and it forms only virtual images.
Light bends always from normal. When a pencil...
We can see refraction through an experiment.
Pencil bends physically.
Now let's see reflection through an water. Now we can clearly see that the arrows look shifted when viewed from underwater. This is due to the light rays moves from denser medium to less dense medium. So it shows the refraction. Roaming and cameras like in smartphones and mobile phones, eye optics and spectacles in science physics experiments like microscope, magnifying glass, etc. Everyday examples of applications, rainbows, lenses and mirrors. I really thank for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Sojin. I am Nishi. We are here to explain how wind energy is converted into electrical energy. Our main aim is to convert wind energy to mechanical energy and mechanical energy to electrical energy. The materials and apparatus used here are wind turbine, a detection device, a wind source and some connections. To make this experiment, we need an electric fan, wind turbine, a generator and a voltmeter to measure the volt. Now we will explain you this experiment. Now let us consider this as a wind source and this as a wind turbine. When the wind source is applied, the wind turbine spins and hence there is electrical energy produced. But when there is low energy, there is only partial light is produced. Hence there is low energy. We can see this in windmill. This is a model of windmill. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Rohit.
My name is Anthony Jogan.
We are going to explain about acid and base. What are acid? The substance which produce hydrogen ion. Example, sulfuric acid and nitric acid.
What are base? Substance are produce OH minus. For example, soap solution.
Properties of acid, sour in taste and 0 to 7.
Properties of plates. Turn red litmus into blue.
pH scale. 0 to 6 acidic and 7 is neutral and 8 to 14 is basic.
Neutralization reaction. Acid plus weight is equal to salt plus water.
Application of acids. Sulfuric acid is used in car batteries and nitric acid is used in fertilizers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Irvin.
I am Lenish.
We are here to explain about chemical reaction. Types of chemical reaction. Combination reaction. When two or more substances form to produce one substance is called combination reaction. Example, magnesium ribbon burning.
Decomposition reaction. A single substance produces or decomposes two or more substances is called decomposition. For example, 2H2O plus 2H2O plus O2.
Displacement reaction. When an element replaces its element from its compound, it is called displacement reaction. Example, when an iron nail displaces inside a copper solution, the iron nail changes the color, it's brown. Let us try it. It is a copper solution. As you can see, a slight change in iron nail.
The natural exchange of ion is called the double displacement reaction. There are two types of double displacement reaction: neutralization and pacifier reaction. For example, BP and O3 to AQ plus TKO. AQ gives PB12. S plus 2K and O3 is AQ. This is an example of double displacement reaction.
Let us try the example of double displacement reaction. This is potassium iodide. When we add potassium iodide, the color changes into yellow. With oxygen and produce heat and light is called combustion reaction.
Redox reaction. Redox reaction which oxidation and reductions have oxidation loss of electrons and reduction gain of electrons. For example, CuO plus H2 gives Cu plus H2. This is application of a redox reaction. Now we are going to burn a magnesium ribbon.
As we don't have burner, it's not working. So
thank you.
Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Javas
And I am Shane.
Today I am going to present mixture and compounds.
First learn about mixture. When we add two or more substance together, it forms mixture. There are two types of mixture, heterogeneous mixture and homogeneous mixture. In that first type we can separate and second type we can't separate. Let's see some activity. In heterogeneous mixture, while it can be separated. For example, sand and iron nails. In homogeneous mixture, it can be separated. Cannot be separated. For example, same sugar and salt.
Are in fixed ratio. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Riya Levita. I am from grade 9. Today I am here to explain about physical and chemical change. What is a change? Change is when a substance becomes different. There are two types of changes: physical change, chemical change. Physical change alters a substance, but the chemical properties of the substance remains the same. The key characteristics of physical change is non-usable. Some examples of physical changes are given here: breaking of glass, mixing of candies, and shredding of paper. When I shred the paper, it remains the same. Only the shape of the paper changes. Chemical change. Chemical change is when an object becomes a new product. So the key characteristics of chemical change are formation of new item, breaking and forming new bonds. Some examples are given here. Iron rusting. The iron reacts with the oxygen present in the atmosphere to produce rust. This rust cannot be brought back into its normal form.
So here are the difference between physical and chemical changes. In physical change, the product remains the same, while the chemical change, new products are formed. Neutralization reaction is the best example of chemical change. When acid and base reacts, it produces salt and water. So here I have acid and this is base. When I mix this acid and base, it produces salt and water. This salt and water cannot be brought back into acid and base. The pH value of this is 7, which is neutral. Physical change is when an object becomes different but the chemical properties does not change, while chemical change, the chemical properties of the object also changes. It is important to know about both of these because every reaction takes place around us. Thank you for your time.
A warm good afternoon to everyone gathered here. I'm Hansika and I'm Ananya. We are gathered here to explain about a presentation on ecosystem. Ecosystem. Imagine a world without plants, animals, humans, water, etc. That sounds impossible, right? Yes, because everything in the environment is connected to each other. Come on, let's dive in to learn more about the ecosystem. When nature heals, we heal. So, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is a composition of plants, animals, humans, living things and non-living things. They interact together, balance the environment, and they are responsible for the ecosystem development. We humans are continuously downgrading the ecosystem, so we have to take the necessary responsibilities and precautions to save our environment. The current problem: deforestation, pollution, climate change, urbanization, overuse of natural resources. This is not a simple slide. It is the reality of our planet. This is the world we live in, where forests are disappearing day by day. Every tree that falls is a part of a future which falls with it. Urbanization is expanding rapidly, where cities are expanding, buildings are touching the sky. This is a signal from the Mother Nature. Deforestation. From tiny ant to huge forest mountains, everything comes under the ecosystem. So, deforestation. The problems for deforestation. Nowadays, deforestation is becoming the major problem of the world, which is destroying the world and nature. So, the problems: loss of wildlife, biodiversity, there is loss in water resources, there is more continuous loss in other resources also. To overcome these problems, we can follow the reuse, recycling, and reducing resources. For example, we can reduce the use of wood and paper, which helps the ecosystem to develop more. Pollution. Pollution is a severe cause of this harmful situation. There are plastic pollution, water pollution, air pollution, and so on. But these are all not separate issues. They all are connected as a chain reaction. But the good news is the solutions are simple. We can use cloth bags instead of plastic ones. We can compost our kitchen waste and turn it into something useful. Climate change is also one of the factors which is destroying our environment. The problems: it reduces the temperature or increases the temperature. When there is increase in temperature, there will be global warming. Then increase in carbon dioxide also. So there are different types of extreme weather conditions: flood, drought, and heat waves also. So to overcome these, there are some other solutions, that is like we can use as resources in, like saving electricity, conserve water, eat plant foods, use transportation such as public transports, and walking or cycle would do great. The pandemic pause. During the
COVID-19, the world completely slowed down. Factories were closed, cities were quiet, and vehicles disappeared from the road. It proves that Earth does not need us to survive. We human beings need Earth to survive because nature will rebuild itself, forests will regrow, and water will flow again.
As we humans are the result of damage in environment, we can take the necessary actions to save our environment, and it is our responsibility to do the same. Community action, starting green clubs, plantation activities, using less resources, practicing waste segregation. Then school activities such as celebrating Earth Day and Environment Day, conducting awareness drive, practicing waste segregation are all the ways of community and school actions.
Conclusion. Let's not wait for another crisis. One small daily action gives better tomorrow.
Come, let's change the world tomorrow for a better future. Small steps a day gives a big result tomorrow. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Ronika. I am here to share a short PPT on pH and utilization. So what is utilization reaction? Utilization reaction is a chemical process in which an acidic solution reacts with basic solution to produce salt plus water. So this is an equation, and for example, HCl plus NaOH gives NaCl plus H2O. This is the pH scale, and from 0 to 7 is acidic solution, and from 7 to 14 is basic solution, and 7 is neutral. Testing pH value with litmus paper. Let me show you a demonstration on it. HCl and a basic solution, that is NaOH. So I'm taking the blue litmus paper and dipping it into the acidic solution. So it turns into red. And I'm taking the red litmus paper and dipping into the basic solution. It turns blue. And now I'm going to mix this both. And if I dip this paper inside it, no reaction will be happening. So this is neutral.
Good afternoon everyone. I am Rohit Varshan from grade 9. I am Benz. Today we are going to say about living and non-living thing. Living thing. People, animals, plants are living thing. Non-living things. Natural and man-made. Introduction. Everything around us is either living or non-living thing. Let us learn how to tell the difference. What is living thing? Living thing it have life. It can move, respirate, and reproduce. For example, human, animal, and bird, fish. Characteristics of living thing. They can grow, develop, reproduce, and breathe or respire. Eventually they can die. What are non-living things? Non-living things do not have life. It can't move and respirate. Example, rock, chairs, and book. Natural non-living thing. Water, rock, air, soil, sunlight are non-living thing naturally. Man-made non-living thing, car, house, building, toys, bags, etc. Examples: living thing, dog, tree, bird, fish. Non-living things, chair, car, book, house. Thank you.
Thank you. I invite grade 9 Alvis brother to present his model.
Everyone, have you ever wondered why some people are different from their parents? Some have straight hair and some have curly hair. The answer lies in heredity. Heredity is a variation within a species. This variation helps species survive in the changing environment. Small changes in between organisms. For example, two twins can be there and both twins have slight variations between them. That is due to sunlight, nutrient intake and etc. Graham Mundell, he is the father of modern genetics. He bred pea plants in his monastery and discovered that every pea plant has different traits and are not exactly the same. Now let us look at what are genes. Genes are the basic compartments that contains DNA, and those DNA represent who we are. These genes contain the thing called chromosome. These chromosomes have DNA, which chromosomes are like set of compartment which has a specific code that determine our physical appearance and our characters. Genes and environment. The person who has the same genes can be different due to the environment in which they live in, nutrient intake and sunlight and etc. Now let us look at why do we need genes. We need genes because they contain specific information that determines our physical appearance and our characters, behaviors and traits. Now let us look at the genetic code. The genetic code comprises about four parts: adenine, thymine, and cytosine, and guanine. Adenine always pairs with thymine, and cytosine always pairs with guanine. Modern genetics is a study that can help us identify the genetic defects and cure them. Thank you.
My name is Elizabeth. Today we are going to explain about plants, parts and its function. Plants having 5 types of parts. Roots, stem,
and leaves and flowers and fruits. Roots will absorb minerals and waters in soil.
Stem gives a structural formation to plant and helps to transport all nutrition to all parts of the plants.
Leaves will absorb the carbon dioxide. Leaves will absorb the carbon dioxide and inhale the oxygen by photosynthesis.
Flower helps in reproduction and attracts insects and plants for pollination.
Fruits will protect the seeds for seeds.
Seeds contains baby plants and soon grow into an adult plants when the conditions are right.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am here to explain about the process of photosynthesis. As you can see around you, our Mother Teresa auditorium is full of nature-themed drawings and paintings. If you look at the trees and plants around, it is green in color, which is because of the chlorophyll pigment present in it. See, here we have the plant leaf. These leaves contains chlorophyll, which is the green pigment in here. Which is the chlorophyll present in it. Photosynthesis. Do you guys know what about photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process of how plants create food. They take in oxygen, carbon dioxide, sunlight and water from its surroundings and create its own food. And it also releases oxygen, which is essential for our livelihood. Chlorophyll, what is this? As I told you earlier, chlorophyll is the green pigment present in the leaves of the green plants. The process, as see, we have a plant, carbon dioxide which we exhale goes in, the oxygen comes out, it also takes the sunlight and water. Detail of the process in a cell. This is a cell of a plant. The water molecules go inside. The carbon dioxide also goes inside. It releases glucose, which is used for the plant's health, and releases oxygen too. C3 and C4 photosynthesis. C3-C4 photosynthesis. C3 photosynthesis occurs in green plants which are surrounded us. The plants which are near us, like the plants outside in our school and all those sort of things. C4 photosynthesis occurs in plants which are in hot conditions, like in deserts. The plants are such as cactus. Three principles of chemical elements: oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide. A picture worth 1,000 words. This is shown that about photosynthesis and green plants. Thank you.
I am Joit. Today we are going to say about reproduction in plants.
Agenda: asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction, structure of flowers for pollination and fertilization.
Asexual reproduction, they have a single parent.
Sexual reproduction, they have two parents involved.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel from grade 9. Today I am here to show a presentation on human organ system. Human organ system. The human organ performs like a perfect rhythm. Each and every system have a unique and specific role. The human body. The human body has cells. Cells form tissue, tissue form organ, and organ form system. The human organ system. There are 11 major organ systems in our body. Each plays a unique function. Coordination. No system works alone. Every system is dependent on each other. Circulatory system. The heart pumps blood throughout the body. It delivers oxygen and nutrition to the cell, and it also keeps every organ work properly. Respiration system. Lungs help in breathing. Oxygen enters by inhalation and carbon dioxide released by exhalation. Digestive system. It breaks down the food into nutrition, and it also helps to growth and repair. Excretory system. It allows the waste product to go out from our body, and it also maintains our water and salt level balance. Nerve system. Brain controls our thoughts and actions. Nerves carry our message through the body. It helps to think, move and respond. Skeleton and muscular system. Bones gives you shape and support. Muscles help you to move and stay strong. Reproductive system. Reproductive system creates a new life, and it also ensures the development of the upcoming generations. Endocrine system. Hormones allows you to grow and move, and it works silent but powerful. All systems together. Each system supports each another. If one fails, the all system affected. Thank you.
Today we will discuss about what is cell discoveries and type of cells, cell organelles. There's two types of cells, special cells in our body and the animal and plant cell. So what is cell? Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life which supports life. Cells is also called as the basic building blocks of life. Cell discovery. Cell was initially discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. While he was examining a thin slice of cork under a microscope, he found small little compartments. He named it cells. Cells in Latin word means little rooms. These are the two types of cells, eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells have a true nucleus and their organelles are membrane bound. They have multiple chromosomes. But in prokaryotic cells, they lack a true nucleus and there are no membrane bound organelles. These are the 6 cell organelles: the Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ribosome, nucleus, lysosome and vacuoles.
Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus functions include storage, modification and packaging of products produced inside the cell. It is also known as the post office of the cell because it helps in transporting the material synthesized inside the cell to various parts of the body. Mitochondria. Mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell because it produces ATP, which is required for various chemical activities. It produces ATP through cellular respiration. Ribosomes. Ribosomes are tiny round structures floating on the surface of the cytoplasm and in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It helps in the synthesis of proteins. Nucleus. The nucleus is also known as the control center and the brain of the cell because it contains important information. It contains DNA which ultimately contains the functional unit called genes. Lysosomes. Lysosomes are tiny sac-like structures inside the cell which has digestive enzymes. These digestive enzymes helps in the digesting of waste materials inside the body. So it is also known as the cleanup crew of the cell. Vacuoles. Vacuoles are fluid-filled sacs which are filled with cell sap. It includes water, food and waste. It is present larger in plant cells and is small in animal cells. These are the three types of special cells in our body: red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Red blood cells helps in carrying oxygen to various parts of the body through a pigment called hemoglobin. White blood cells protect the body from germs, bacteria and is also known as the soldiers of the cell. Platelets help in prevent bleeding and clot the blood at the points of injury. These are the two cells, animal cells and plant cells. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. I am Harshni from grade 9. Today I am going to explain about human respiratory system and its function. What is respiratory system? It is a group of organs that is responsible for breathing and exchange gas. It also supplies oxygen to the body and remove the carbon dioxide, which is waste product. The main organ in respiratory system includes nose, nasal cavity, larynx, pharynx, lungs, trachea and diaphragm. Nose and nasal cavity. Nose is the point where the air enters. Nasal cavity used to filtrate the dust and warm particles before entering to the lungs. Pharynx and larynx. Pharynx is common for both air and food. It carries air from the lungs and mouth to the larynx to the lungs. The larynx is commonly known as voice box. It is used to produce the sound. Lungs. Lungs is the pair of soft and spontaneous organ. It plays an important role in breathing. Diaphragm. It is a dome in shape which is located under the chest cavity. How breathing works. Inhale and exhale. The process by which the air enters our body is inhale. The process by which the carbon dioxide is released from our body is exhale. Now let me show you guys how the breathing process works.
I'm Selcia from grade 10A. Today I am going to talk about the states of matter. First, I want you to imagine about a world where everything is frozen solid, or a world where everything floats around like an invisible gas. Do you know why our world is not like that? Because matter exists in different states such as solid, liquid and gas. Today we are going to explore about how and why matter exists in these states. What is matter? What is matter? Matter is any substance that has volume and mass. It is composed of tiny particles such as atoms and molecules. All tangible objects in the universe is made of matter. Even a human is made up of matter. What is liquid? What is liquid? Liquid is a fundamental state of matter which is characterized by definite volume but undefined shape. It can flow freely, which allows it to take the shape of a container. Like in here, I have a glass of water in here. I have a glass of water in here, and when I pour it into this bowl, the volume of the liquid is same, but it changes its shape. Liquids are nearly incompressible and they are between the solid state and gas state. What is gas? Gas is a fundamental state of matter which is characterized by high kinetic energy. The molecules are separated by large distance and free moving particles. In gas, it is highly compressible and low density, and it can take the shape of a container and it expands itself to take it. What is solid? A solid is a fundamental state of matter which is characterized by a particle closely packed in fixed together in ordered or semi-ordered arrangement. Solid possess and definite shape and volume, and it cannot change its shape, and it cannot flow, and it is incompressible and rigid. Solid have low kinetic energy, and I have examples of liquid. Here I have the examples of solid, liquid and gas. For solids I have the salt crystals, a metal chain, then wood, then a glass bowl. Then for gas I have a balloon filled with air, and for liquid glue, oil, paint and honey. In conclusion, it is a short summary of what we have learned today, and I hope you understand. Thank you.
Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Now we invite Vijay and Hira of grade 8 to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very pleasant afternoon to one and all. On behalf of Jesus School for Excellence, it is our proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this wonderful annual science celebration.
First and foremost, I express my sincere and heartfelt gratitude to Srimati Sophia Raja ma'am, the esteemed mother of Raja's colleges. Ma'am, your gracious presence has truly added dignity and inspiration to this celebration. Thank you for encouraging our young minds.
I extend my deep gratitude to our respected Chairman Sir, Engineer A.G. Raja, for his constant vision, motivation and unwavering support in promoting scientific learning in the institution.
my heartfelt thanks to our supportive correspondent ma'am, Mrs. Sheba Jesus, for her guidance, encouragement and dedication work nurturing excellence in education.
I would also like to thank our respected principal ma'am, Mrs. Nisha Nair, for her leadership, inspiration, and for giving us the opportunity to explore and exhibit our scientific talents.
Special thanks to our Vice Principal Sir, Mr. A.P. Jain, for his continuous support and coordination in making this event a grand success.
I extend my heartfelt thanks to our respected heads, Mrs. Lata, Mrs. Vidya, and Mrs. Elsie, for their constant supervision, encouragement, and support in guiding both teachers and students throughout the preparation.
I would like to extend special appreciation to Mr. Vinay, the in charge of Science Explore, for his dedicated efforts, guidance, and meticulous planning in organizing this science celebration successfully.
My sincere thanks to Mrs. Nagalakshmi, the in charge and master of ceremonies for today's program, for conducting the event so gracefully and making it lively and engaging.
A special word of appreciation to Ms. Renzi and her team for their valuable contribution and teamwork in making this celebration a success.
I also sincerely thank Ms. Sindhuja for her support in organizing today's event.
I also thank all our dear teachers for their hard work, guidance and encouragement which helped our students transform ideas into innovative projects.
My gratitude also goes to all our supporting staffs whose behind-the-scenes efforts ensure the smooth conduct of this program.
A big thank you to our loving parents for your constant support and trust. Your encouragement strengthens our students to achieve greater heights.
And finally, my heartfelt congratulations to our young scientists, our dear students, whose creativity, dedication, and enthusiasm made today's celebration meaningful and inspiring.
Thank you to everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to the success of this annual science celebration. Let us continue to explore, experiment, and excel. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
Science is not confined to laboratories. It lives in our dreams, our experiment, and our dreams.